Part 1. White Clouds. Guardian Moon. Where the goddess dwells. Long ago, the guardian Saros made an appearance during this moon. She had been summoned by the goddess, whose soul was suffering as the flames of war raged across Fodlan. Some believe that high in the sky above Saros, the Immaculate One's mighty wings are what powered the strong winds carrying the Guardian and her forces into battle.
Hello everyone, Space Oyster here, and welcome back to Fire Emblem Three Houses, the Ashen Blue Lion Wolves. In the last part, we did our mission investigating weird happenings at an abandoned temple on Jeralt Monastery grounds, and then our dad died. Well, Boyleth's dad died. It's very sad. He's going to be sad all month.
What are you doing at this hour? Oh, I know. You are eavesdropping. I must admit that I approve.
Professor, we must remain quiet.
I see. The Flame Emperor and Monica. And the mage who rescued Monica.
What is that guy's name?
I don't know, but if we keep listening, we might be able to find out.
An unexpected chance to hear their plans. Patience, patience. Oh, thank you. You saved me.
If you were to die, then the mystery of our bodies would be revealed. Preventing that was my only aim. I'm afraid you must remain, Kronya. There is something I need you to do.
Oh, of course. I'm always happy to cooperate with Solon. Leave it to me.
How annoying.
Flame Emperor, is she offending you? Unfortunately, we cannot take our eyes off her, so there is nothing to be done. You are our greatest creation. We use the defiled beast's blood as the fuel to your flame, that you may burn even the gods. Now is the time to cleanse Fodlan with that power and bring forth our salvation.
There will be no salvation for you and your kind. Those responsible for such gruesome deeds in Dusker and Enmar.
All so that you may acquire the strength you need, all for a purpose.
I've got you. Finally.
Wait, don't go out there. Let's keep listening.
If we don't act now, we'll miss our chance.
Even if someone has overheard us, there is nothing they can do. There have always been rats in the walls, and there always will be.
Oh wait, the Flame Emperor forgot his lines. ... How could you forget? Ew.
No. The dagger.
Huh? What's wrong? What about the dagger? It looks vaguely familiar, though.
No, never mind. It couldn't possibly be so. Professor, those are the ones we must destroy. They're the bastards who killed my family, and Jeralt. For now, let's return to the monastery and regroup. As for the Flame Emperor's dagger, I'll hold on to it for the time being.
But that's evidence. We could scan it for prints and figure out who threw it. Oh, wait. No, that doesn't exist in this. Yeah, that's not an option. I don't know what I'm thinking. Anyway, we gave Ingrid flowers because it's her birthday. Oh, look. Poor, sad Boyleth. Alright. Anyway, let's go ahead and... Let's see. Are there any new exams people can take? Looks like a no. Okay, let's get out there and explore the monastery.
If you must weep, then weep. I shall be here for you.
Well, thank you.
Well, it would be ridiculous to not feel anything after something like that. Go on and let it out. I am here.
Crying noises. Oh, anyway, ooh, what's this? But yeah, I like that they changed the music and that on those loading or on those screens with the calendar, Boyleth looks very sad. A bit awkward though. I thought that was to do for a second, but no, that wasn't to do. Anyway, oh look, speaking of to do.
It is a shame what happened to Jeralt. I am sorry. There are no words. Leave some flowers on his grave for me.
Well, you can go leave flowers on his grave too. It's not exactly a private grave. Seriously, to do. Anyway, I kind of gave up on doing the maddening mode playthrough, but well, not completely, I guess. I accidentally set it on casual instead of classic, so I could probably just brute force my way through it, but I don't want to get into the habit of playing the game so casually. Casual mode, there's nothing wrong with it. If you're playing Fire Emblem casual mode, go for it. I do it all the time with fates and stuff. But it does encourage gameplay that...
Jeralt's gone. He's gone. And we'd only just reunited. I'm sorry. I'm sure this is even harder on you. But I just can't... I can't believe...
But yeah, playing on casual encourages a more aggressive
Someone lost this? Some people just don't appreciate what they have.
It encourages a more aggressive play style that you otherwise wouldn't be able to do on a harder or if there was permadeath. So that's why I wouldn't really recommend playing on casual too often. If the option for classic exists, I'd give it a shot, but definitely use casual if you're...
I'm so sorry. I never quite know what to say at times like these. Just don't push yourself too hard too soon. It's okay to allow yourself to be sad right now. Losing someone dear to you. Well, each loss is unique, but it's a feeling I know very well. That said, Professor,
Well, thank you, Ingrid. But yeah, anyway, so if you do play on, if you are new to Fire Emblem and you feel you want a safety net, playing on casual is a good way to go. But just keep in, I would recommend playing as if you were on classic, regardless.
I'm so glad you're okay, Professor. I was so worried. Oh, Professor, you must be starving. Mercy and I made some sweets for you. We were thinking that if you were to eat something sweet, it might help you feel better.
Thank you for the thought.
Baking sweets is my specialty. I'm sure they'll do the trick.
Yeah, anyway, for that playthrough I picked...
This is mine. Thank you for returning it to me, but how did you know I lost it?
It had your name on it. Anyway, I ended up picking the golden deer, so going through this recording is a bit awkward because I'm so used to having the golden deer students to talk to and not the lions.
Professor, please lend us your ears. Ferdinand is saying impossible things.
I do not see what is impossible about it. All I said was that if you want to go back to Brigid, you probably can. You are the Empire's guest, so to speak. They cannot afford for something bad to happen to you. There would be a diplomatic incident. Someone close to us has turned up dead. So one could argue that you are not safe here anymore.
I am not returning to home until I have grabbed my goal. I will not be listening to the words of Ferdinand.
No, look, I did not mean to pressure you. Apologies for the misunderstanding.
I guess you just wanted to remind her that she has the option to go home. Anyway, a lovely comb. For someone with long hair, that might be Petra, but I think it's Dorothea, actually. Oh, look, Edelgard.
What happened to Jeralt? It's terrible. If there's anything I can do, simply ask. Even if what you desire is revenge, I'll gladly lend you my power. We can't let them get away with this.
Lend you my power. That is an odd phrase for someone who isn't in an sort of anime-esque thing where a person has a lot of power. Wouldn't it be more fitting to say, you'll have my support or aid or whatever? Well, unless Edelgard has some sort of unique power.
I haven't lost a parent yet, so I can't even begin to understand how you must be feeling. But even while you're standing still, the world keeps on moving. I always find that oddly comforting.
Me too, Claude. Me too. Anyway, who do we got here in the classroom? Oh, look,
There
Lawrence.
is no one here who has not heard tales of Jeralt's valor. We have suffered a most dear loss. I do not know what the enemy's aim was, but I do know this. After what they have done, we cannot suffer them to live. If there is anything I can do to ensure that justice is brought swiftly, you need only give the word.
Alright, I will do that, Lorenz. Are you missing anything? I doubt you actually lost the princess doll.
I don't recall misplacing anything. You will have to excuse me. I am...
Yeah, I didn't think so. Ooh, there's an item on the ground there.
I'll say a prayer for Jeralt's soul. There's not much else I can do.
I always remember those two having a conversation.
What's this?
But I think that only happens on the Golden Deer
Professor,
route.
it seems like you're holding up okay, but I'm worried about Leonie. She really loved Jeralt. I hope she can bounce back.
I guess you could say she's into... Wait, no, never mind. That joke's probably... Yeah, never mind.
Never.
I didn't think that was hers. Anyway, what was I talking about again? Oh, right, I don't know, I forgot. But who's in? Let's see. Let's go ahead and talk to these two.
Dark expressions don't suit you, Professor. But well, I'm glad to see you out in the world again. It seems this month will be a quiet one around here. There aren't many knights around to liven things up.
Most of the knights are gone, seeking out the enemy.
Isn't that a bit much? I agree it's important, but is it a good idea to neglect the safety of the monastery?
What do you think, Professor?
It would be a shame if we were invaded.
I agree. We can send some knights after our enemies, but so many? It makes the church seem reckless.
Yeah, it's almost like Rhea has poor impulse control. Let's see here. Anything for you? Yeah. But yeah, so I decided to shelve my maddening mode playthrough for now, or my first attempt at maddening for now, and instead I tried something else that might be interesting to record and share one of these days, and that's a playthrough where you focus on characters' weaknesses rather than their strengths. So, for example, let's see, who's a good example here in the Blue Lions? No, I know. An example would be Mercedes. She's got a Bane and swords, so for this playthrough, an option for her would have been to focus on swords and make her into a sword master, because it'd just be funny.
Goddess, hear my prayer. Please receive this beloved person. When the cold rain washes the body, when the bird and wolf announce the dawn, receive them into your blue blood. Receive them into a twinkling star. That's a morning scripture from the Church of Saros. Lady Rhea taught it to me. I pray that Jeralt is happy in the next world.
Me too. But yeah, it's been an interesting playthrough. I've been enjoying it so far. I just wish there was more motivation to invest in a character's weak areas. Because unless they have a budding talent, there is no reason to do so.
Not just Tomas, but Monica too. We can't be sure who to trust anymore, can we? Who are these people really? What do they want?
I have no idea, Ash. Yeah. yeah, when the game was being announced, or there was pre-release hype, there was talk about how investing in a Bane might help the student learn some new abilities, or might turn that into a strength, but that was just budding talents that start off like a weakness, which is the case with Felix and Reason Magic. But investing in someone who just has a Bane and no budding talent, there's not much reason to do so unless they need a weapon level in that area for a class.
I've sung lyrics lamenting death many times on stage, but when something like this happens in real life, I'm lost. I don't know what to say, but I do know this much. Sir Jeralt must have been very proud to have you as his child.
I suppose. Let's see. Are you missing anything, Dorothea?
How did you know I lost?
I knew that was yours. Mwahahaha. Wait, no. Sad time. Sad.
Professor, I'm sure you will pull through this because you're so strong, Professor. Best to stay calm during such tumultuous and upsetting times. We don't know the nature of our enemies. If we underestimate them, anything could happen.
We should be careful.
Yes, I agree. I don't want to lose you too, Professor.
Well, thank you, Lysithia. But, yeah.
Hey!
Oh, she does like to play with dolls. Okay. Anyway, but it just has me thinking it's a bit sad that most of these characters only function in certain classes, and that there isn't a lot of room for them to, branch out. The only character I can really think of off the top of my head who excels in a class that...
Professor, thank you for all you have done for us. Nothing to report today.
Yeah, but the only character I can think of who excels in a class that you wouldn't expect would be Annette. She makes a surprisingly good Wyvern Lord. But she's the exception, not the rule. Pretty much nobody excels in a class that they don't have boons for and all that.
I heard Jeralt passed away. My deepest condolences. I knew him long before I ever even met you. He was always so much fun to be around. It's such a loss.
Oh, it would have been nice to know that, Anna. Like if you had been able to talk about your experiences in support conversations. That would have been neat. But no, you're not even a character. You're barely even a character. Well, you're barely even a unit. That's the word I'm looking for.
Do you have time for a request?
Yes, I do. Okay, and then over here... And let's see, I thought there was someone back here. I must have been mistaken. Alright. But it would have been really neat if some characters had some unique traits that would make them more usable in other classes. Like if
I slipped quietly into the vault and rummaged about, looking for anything we might find useful. There is a group of people who want to kill us, after all. What? This is no time for asking permission. I learned long ago that one can ask permission or forgiveness. It is rarely useful to request the former. Still, it appears the knights have already taken everything useful. There were crest-related objects I thought might be worth studying, so... There you go again with that stern look. Of course I'll put them back when I'm done, assuming they bear no additional use.
What was I talking about again? Oh, right. But it would have been interesting if some characters had some unique traits that made weapons you wouldn't otherwise consider using for them useful.
Professor, I brought some flowers for Jeralt.
Thank you.
It's the least I can do. Sometimes I feel like all I do is run away. Anyway, I'll go lay them out.
Me too, Bernie. Sometimes it's just easier to just run away. But yeah, Annette's really the only character who excels in a class that she otherwise, it seems like she wouldn't, since Wyvern Lords normally don't have a lot of magic, and she's very magic-oriented, but you can make it work with the Bolt Axe. Sadly, she's the exception.
Professor, how are you holding up?
I know how heavily grief weighs upon one's heart. I lost my mother some time ago. It was... Forgive me my moment of weakness. Even all these years later, I cannot recall that time without feeling the pain as if it were brand new. Just know that I am praying for your mind and your heart to find peace.
Oh, well, that's sweet of you, Rhea. I wonder who her mother was. I'm sure it's not important. Anyway, it would have been nice if more characters had been able to excel in other classes, but there might even be more than I'm thinking of. But I can't really think of who else that might be.
First Tomas, and now Monica. I do have a theory, though I admit it is nothing more than speculation. Both Tomas and Monica have each gone missing at one time or another. It was reported that when Monica returned from her disappearance, she began to act like a completely different person. As if, perhaps, the real Monica had been killed and replaced by an imposter. Thinking of it like that, it is possible that this Solon had been impersonating Tomas for some time. How they managed such a convincing change of appearance, though, I still do not understand.
Yeah, it'll always be a mystery.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, that reminded me,
I'm sorry.
there was a guy in, I'll just wait till I'm done asking him about stuff.
I'm sorry to...
Okay, but, there was a character, or the boss of, Balthus's paralogue, he mentioned something about his daughter Monica, so, the DLC probably spoils that twist.
Oh, is something hiding just behind that book?
A small leather bag, and inside it, a ring.
I have seen it before. Ah, I know. Jeralt showed that ring to you beside a grave. Do you recall? He said he wished for you to have that ring one day. That means it's yours. He also said that you should gift that ring to someone special.
Ooh. A special ring for a special someone. I think I know who.
Right. I have something rather uncomfortable to discuss. It's about the weapon that killed Jeralt. Will you listen?
Yeah, sure, I'll listen.
It was a dagger, but I know enough to know it wasn't an ordinary dagger. It wasn't made of iron or steel because whatever it was, the wound it left wasn't normal. Who could make a blade like that, do you figure?
Well, what was abnormal about the wound?
No.
I mean, it could have been iron or steel coated in poison or dark magic, don't you think?
Wherever.
You gotta exercise all your options, Manuela.
You've lost someone very dear to you. You have my sympathy. Manuela and I can take on some of your workload this month. We can't do all the teaching, but at least we can lighten the load for you. I've always seen strength in your eyes. I know you'll recover. You're a very strong person.
Oh, thank you, Professor Hahnemann.
I can't believe I left this behind.
Let's see. Looks like none of this other stuff is his. Yeah, before they added in that DLC item that lets you see what affiliation character items have for characters, I just used to go through the whole list.
Your father. Now more than ever, do I understand how very lucky I am that you were able to save me. Professor, I deeply appreciate what you have done. Thank you. If there is anything at all I can do in return, please tell me, okay?
Okay. Anyway, are you missing anything? Let's see. Yeah, you know what you could do for me right now, Flame? You could take all this junk off my hands. I'm tired of carrying it around. Alright, and then...
I've never been much for condolences.
Well, that's okay, Hubert. Just say something creepy and make me laugh. It'll be funny. Although, laughter probably doesn't really seem like a fitting mood with this music. It's so depressing.
Professor, I'm scared. I feel that I don't understand the world. How could something like that happen to Jeralt? He was so strong.
Even though you're scared, push through.
Professor. I'll do my best.
Yeah, besides, you're a kid. Of course you don't know everything about the world. You're still...
Oh, that's mine.
You're still learning to live in it. Seriously, Ignatz, learn how to do things. That Bane-only playthrough has been rather interesting for Ignatz, though. His only Bane is flying. So, he's pretty flexible in that, but he does have to invest in axes.
Welcome back. We all were... You've been on our minds. Know that your enemies are my enemies. I will do all I can to help you find justice. There is no one else I can... My strength is yours alone. I will fight as you command. I will kill anyone, should you ask it of me.
Well, that's a bit harsh, don't you think, Dimitri? What about your own interests? What was I talking about? Oh, right, Ignatz. Yeah, his only Bane was flying, so for that Bane-only playthrough, he's pretty much Wyvern Lord.
To being strong enough. I mean, Jeralt was so much stronger than me, but even he... That's enough. I can't dwell on the past. There's no way to know what my future holds, but I do know one thing. Whatever happens, I have to make my own way in this world. I have to keep pushing so I can grow even stronger.
Yes, you can, Gaspar. Anyway, are you missing anything? No, he's not.
You gotta keep yourself active during tough times, Professor. Even if it seems impossible. That's how I got through it when I lost my parents. If you need help with anything, just come and see me. Eating and training are my specialties.
Yeah, but I don't know if eating and training are gonna get me through this. Anyway, it also made me realize there's one student in each class who has no Banes at all. For the Blue Lions, it's Ingrid. The Golden Deer has Leonie. And for the Beagles, it's Ferdinand. Every other character in each house has at least one Bane. It's a rather neat setup. Those three characters in their respective houses often have more experience than the rest of their class prior to the Garrick Mock.
Hey you, listen up. I've got something to report. But maybe now isn't the time? You seem down. Got something on your mind? I hope you know I'm here for you if you ever have your own stuff to report. That's what friends are for. Unless it's about money, in which case, I'm busy.
I don't know, the Church of Saros gives me money. I'm never short on cash. And who's in?
Captain Jeralt's been killed? I can't believe it. From all I'd heard about the man, I thought he was indestructible. He was so strong. What could have possibly... forgive me. I shouldn't speculate.
Old man, your voice does not match your appearance. Are you in hiding? I think you're in hiding. You're probably in hiding.
Okay. This month feels different, doesn't it? Garrick Mock's all tense, like the whole place might explode. This is why I've kept to myself all these years. I don't want to be anywhere near whatever's about to happen.
No, it already happened, lady. You don't need to worry about it. Everyone's just being all sad because someone died. You know, as tends to happen. I thought there was someone here. Oh, right, there they are.
Hey, pal. I see you're up and at 'em again, yeah? Good on you. No use crying over the past and all.
Balthus, have some sensitivity. Who knows what the poor deer is going through right now?
That poor deer can hear you, you know. Talking about someone like they're not there. How cold can you get?
A fair point. Please, Professor, forgive my indiscretion. You have my condolences.
Remember, the first step to healing is a hefty dose of revenge. Get out there and get to it.
I don't know. Revenge doesn't always make you feel better. I don't say either one of you losing these? I don't think so. It's probably Happy's. The description reminds me of Happy. Anyway, Ooh, what's in Lost and Found? Yeah, and Lost and Found ended up being far more useless than I thought it would be. But it's kind of good that they didn't put anything
Jeralt raised you, yeah?
good there.
It was all you had. You must be feeling a lot right now. When a parent dies, it really leaves a mark. So feel what you need to, no matter how that looks. But know that your inner fire will keep you moving ahead through even the hardest times.
I will keep that in mind, Mr. Yuri Bird. Alright, and then last person to talk to is Happy, over by the Pagan God Shrine.
Hey, it seems like you're having a hard time. Not that I can really understand what you're going through. I know that this is painful, but don't lose hope for the future, okay? Someday you'll be able to accept what's happened. And in the meantime, you have plenty of friends here to support you. Me included.
Well, thank you, Happy. Anyway,
Whoa. I was sure I'd never see this thing again.
there you go. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and call that
Mine.
Call that here. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.